Attention! Hello and welcome back to the Spyro Reignited Trilogy Let's Play. We are currently on Spyro 2. And in this episode, we're going to be delving into the epic war between the Breeze Builders and the... I forget what these guys are called. The Land Blubbers. There we go. Speaking of the story...
Okay, Spyro, looks like we got us a bit of a situation here. The Breeze Builders have got us pinned down, and we've been waiting for a volunteer to blow up their munitions building. Looks like you're it.
Well, you know what they say. The Land Blubbers are for the birds, alright? So, yeah, the Breeze Bird... I almost said Breeze Burgers. The Breeze Builders are basically a bunch of birds. And, well... they can be pretty dangerous, so you might want to jump and flame them the best you can. And we have caterpillars as fodder this time around. But anyway, Zephyr. This is a classic Spyro 2 level. Really great music track, really solid storyline. It can be a little long in the tooth. There's a lot to do here. I wouldn't be surprised if this level by itself is more than half of this episode. Yeah, keep that in mind. But, yeah, Zephyr... it's a fine level, but it is a bit of a mouthful, which is funny because one of those bird enemies, they'll inhale the missiles that are dropped by the hawks over there. Yeah, like that. And they will spit it back at Spyro, so... indeed, a mouthful right there. He's waiting for one right there. And they got the bandanas and everything. Yeah, the redesigns for the Breeze Builders are pretty cool. Whoa! That guy actually got a hit in on him. Hey, come back here, you wise guy. I'll get another chance at you. There we go. I got the naughty little rascal there. Okay, we keep progressing. There's a metal chest there, but I think I found the solution for that. I'm gonna need a caterpillar refill though before we ask this guy if we can borrow his cannon.
Dang cannon just ain't working for me. Do you think you can blast that bird, soldier? Jump up here and give it a try.
Gladly. I kind of want to take some revenge after that last bird almost messed with me, man. Alright, I think that was the third shot. We're also going to knock out this metal chest over here. Eventually, I'll get it. Hold up. Okay, I got it. There's also those balloons carrying pots. I think that's the only one we got to worry about here. And then there's this door. We're going to knock on it. Yeah, like that. You can jump out of the cannon by pushing the jump button. Whatever that is on your controller of choice. Which, I guess would be whatever game version of choice it is. Alright, we'll collect the gems here. Some of them have fallen down here. Let me see if there's any other balloons around here. I don't think so. Even though Zephyr is one of the larger levels, there are still only 400 gems to worry about. Which I guess is evident by the fact that metal chest apparently had nothing but red gems. Okay, that's interesting. And now let's actually destroy this door, which we were set out to do. And move forward. Ah, and these are the Breeze Builders that throw barrels at you. Remember those Norks from North Cove in Spyro 1? Yeah, these guys take a page out of that book. But they only throw TNT. They're not concerned about metal barrels that may or may not explode upon contact. They usually do, but, I mean, sometimes I think they just flatten you, which is almost as bad. And the little birds that normally would inhale missiles, if they are indoors, I think they'll peck at you or kick you or something like that. Either way, I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them. Then again, you could probably throw them pretty far. That's besides the point. Alright, we got another balloon with a pot. Am I gonna get this eventually? Okay, I got it. We're gonna nail this door. And there's nothing else here. Yeah, keep an eye out with those cannons as you progress through the level. Oh man, not this guy. Not this guy. Alright, you didn't get lucky that time. You gotta be very careful here. But yeah, definitely shades of North Cove from Spyro 1 for sure. Those hawks carrying around the missiles nearby. I'm gonna wait till I can find a nearby cannon to knock those feather brains out. Yeah. Now, Zephyr is a pretty large place, I say. And here we have another section that's like North Cove. And we have these vases over here. Alright. Things will get a little more interesting as we do the other missions in Zephyr. There's a lot. Pretty sure there's 4 orbs in this level. Is this the first level with 4 orbs to get? So far in the Let's Play? Pretty sure it is. The other ones at most have had 3. A lot of them have had 2. Let's get that metal chest. Hey! Did you try to shoot that missile on me, Hawk? Yeah, I'm gonna shoot you. Just you wait and see. Okay, I think I got one of them. Now I gotta get the other one before he shish kebabs me, most likely. Well, we'll see who's the wise guy here. And that's very offensive for me in particular. Alright, come on. Beat it eventually. Alright. Hey, I must be off with my aim today. Alright, we're gonna get him eventually. Oh. Well, we got that instead. Actually, that might work better. How did that not kill him? What? Oh, screw this. I'm gonna just jump out. I think I know what I'm fixing to do. Look, he's flying over that path, right? Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Flame! Hey! Flame in your face! That's what I'm talking about. Knocked him down good, man. Good lord. But, that place that I accidentally blew up, you're actually supposed to do that. Yeah, fun fact. So why don't we head over there and apologize to the landlubber?
Wow! What an explosion! It sure is a good thing I had my helmet on. Oh yeah, the Colonel wanted me to give this talisman to you if you got through the Breeze Builder defenses. Good job, soldier.
Well, good timing then, yeah. Zephyr's talisman is just a bomb. Well, it's a ruby bomb. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see. And now, at this point, you're basically done with the main path of Zephyr. If you'd like to skip to the next episode or later on in the video to the next level, you may. But we've got some other stuff to collect here if we want to get the Dragon Shores. One thing, what are these things? They look like a mixture of an elephant and a cow? Well, maybe a little bit of a dog in there, like a long-eared dog, like a beagle. Ah, beagles. Those are some fun dogs. Alright, well, hey, there's this ladder. I guess we could climb this thing over here. So I guess you need the ladder to 100% Zephyr, so if for whatever reason you come in here and you didn't get the ladder climbing ability from Moneybags and Autumn Plains, you probably would want to leave through that portal after getting the talisman anyway. So, yeah, that might be for the best. Get these vases. I don't think we can do anything with these calyx so far down below there. But we do have this handy-dandy Super Flame power-up. Alright, I think I'm going to hide behind one of these arches and still not be safe. Go into first person. We're going to get the first try, that's it. Get that metal chest, and you're probably not going to like this, but it's recommended to use the Super Flame to get the calyx back to the sheep pen. Calyx pen. Did I miss any gems down here? Doubt it. Let's climb this ladder. Oh no! The return of the mystery vase! Yeah, since you're going to be doing a lot of back and forth in Zephyr anyway, I don't think you're going to have too much of a problem this time around. I'm more concerned about trying to find some darn fodder to replenish my lost Sparks health. Bless you, Sparks. Sparks the Dragonfly, everybody. He is a blessing. Can we just say? Even when he's looking green. When was the last time that Sparks looked green in this Let's Play series? Like the first Spyro game. Like, come on. Alright, at this point... What the heck just happened there? At this point, you may want to use the charge to get the calyx out of here, even though... Kinda weird? The hit detection? Like, what is going on here? Wow! That looked pretty cool, though. What? What? Oh no. I thought we could go all Spyro 2 without seeing something weird like that, but now you've witnessed firsthand the lost, endangered Cowlick Tower. Yeah, like the slime tower from Dragon Quest, except with Cowlicks. Either way, our Cowlick count is now up to 3. So that's good. And there's the sheep herder. Well, not really a herder, but the person in charge of the cowlick sheep, whatever you want to call them, Bo Peep. We'll mess with them in a little while. But we still got 2 more cowlicks over here. I guess we may as well get these guys back to the pen while we're here. That's not really that big of a deal. Alley-oop! Just right on. Alley-oop! Now we're going to be doing that again. Alley-oop! Oh, hold up. Some weird stuff going on here. Now, if you're wondering how the cowlick physics were in the original Spyro 2, they were still pretty weird. Not this weird, they were still pretty weird. And pretty annoying to have to herd them back to the pen. So, yeah, the only reason I'm not jump cutting is because they're so close by, but normally something like this, I would probably jump cut. Zephyr is long enough as it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you that. Last, but not least. Wait, one more time. There we go.
Thanks, Spyro. Here's a little something for, you know, the effort.
Someone named Bo Peep. I guess he's a guy. Alright.
There are 2 more cowlicks out there somewhere, but I haven't seen them in days.
I did notice that he had 2 orbs. No, I don't see none. But now we know there is another one, because there are 2 more cowlicks out there. Let me get this caterpillar, though. We gotta refill with some worms. Like the great Timon and Pumbaa would probably suggest. It's kind of random. Oh, we got another land blower. And we got an orb over there. I think we ought to listen to what he has to say.
What light from yonder window breaks? That window up there, dummy! The professor said he was working on a way to help me get back with Juliet, but I haven't seen him in a long time.
The professor, you say? Juliet, you say? Romeo and Juliet, huh? I guess love can be found on the battlefield. Alright. And yes, I know, there's one of the cowlicks. Because they're so far away from Bo Peep, these 2 that are in this area are going to be the ones I jump cut. But since I'm here, maybe I can nudge this one a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. Bam. At least show off, I'm going to at least show off how you're supposed to get these guys. What is going on here? Come on. Here we go. Alright. I'm going to at least show off how you're supposed to get the cowlicks to the other side, because maybe you noticed that gigantic gap. Oh, maybe we should take care of these guys too. Okay, we took care of those guys. Alright, chill cowlick. Alright. Use the flame if you don't want to charge them too far. Speaking of charging, that's what you gotta do. So, yeah. Once I finish with the other business in here, I'm just gonna jump cut straight to getting the last cowlick. I showed off how to get the other cowlicks across. I think that serves enough of a purpose. If you still want to complain in the comments, though, feel free to do so. And, you know, freedom of speech and all that. There we go. Man, the grass looks so beautiful. It's never looked better, I tell you. Reignited Trilogy. Good stuff here. Actually, since I already see the cowlick, I'll nudge this guy along too. Why not? Flame. You know what? Why don't I just jump cut straight to Bo Peep just to knock that out of the way? 3 hours later.
Well, I am impressed. You got all 7 cowlicks for me. Here's a fair reward.
A fair reward indeed. I mean, 2 orbs. I mean, you got 1 orb for 5 cowlicks, and then you got another orb for 2 cowlicks, so... yeah, I guess that's pretty somewhat reasonable, maybe. Perhaps. But, yeah, now we can focus on this area full stop. So let's head back to where the second cowlick was, and let's go up instead of around the field. Ah, there's the professor. Let's get these gems out of the way, and then, see what he has to say about the whole Romeo and Juliet situation.
Spyro, my boy, I've got a magic bean, seed for you in here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Why don't you plant it in the ground and see what grows?
What does this have to do with Romeo and Juliet? Oh, gives you the objective. Well, this is still cool. So there's this puzzle where you gotta put the seeds in the holes. Very specific holes, mind you. That may not have been the right play. Actually, let me take this seed back a little bit to where we found the first cowlick in this area. Interesting how they spread those cowlicks around. Now this spot, oh, I think this one has a little more potential. Indeed, a single red gem. Also a seed. Let's go ahead and plant this seed where we planted the other seed the first time. That was clearly a mistake on my part, and I do apologize. Alright, let's one there. Let's head back and get the other seed. This is one reason why Zephyr takes so long. This mission has a lot of miniature back and forth with the seeds, and the cowlicks, well, that's a whole nother animal, literally. It's a whole nother animal. It's like the cow and an elephant mixed together, but they're called cowlicks for some reason. Like, what? It's kind of weird how they do that. Alright, now the other seed, do this, and now we got something of a stair situation. But then we got this seed, so this is what you gotta do here. You gotta stand on this beanstalk, and then, bam, you're good. You gotta jump on here, and then bada bing bada boom, get this seed, and, oh boy, aiming this might be a little tougher. Alright, first try. Oh, thankfully, man. I gotta say, Zephyr has never looked greener, especially with all these beanstalks running about now. What do I want to do with this situation? How about we do that? Alright, and then we're gonna knock him out. And we should be good. We got another situation where you gotta aim carefully. It is possible to over or undershoot. So be careful. We can't always get them perfect on the first try. Alright, we're fixing to head to the halfway point of the magic bean part. Remember to charge if you need a little extra gliding distance. It really does come in clutch, especially reignited. I'm gonna be a little cheap and just do it like that.
Well done, my boy. Here are 2 more seeds to get you the rest of the way. Oh, and take this with you if you don't mind. It's been cluttering up my pockets.
If it's been cluttering up your pockets, why didn't you give it to us earlier? Like when you were trying to open that door that required orbs in Autumn Plains. Come on, man, seriously. So this puzzle is kind of a brain twister. You gotta take one seed and bring it up here first. Then you get the other seed, go to the other side, do the same process. You need to get both seeds up here before you do anything else. Now, you do what you did the last couple times. Aim carefully. Bada boom. And now, glide to this beanstalk. Glide here. And then, one last go. And you're done. Yeah, that one can trick some people, can stump some people. Well, hold up. There we go.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Oh, there's Romeo. You can have this. I don't need it anymore.
So, it's worth noting that in the original version of Spyro 2, Juliet was voiced by the same voice actor that did Moneybags in that game. Yes, the male bear Moneybags. They used to voice a female bird. I'm not sure if it was a budgetary reason or if they were trying to reference something, but how the situation looked back then is now looked upon differently these days. Let me just say that much and maybe not say anything else on that front.
How I've missed my Romeo! If he wasn't so short, we'd get married.
Dude, that is freaking cold right there. Damn. Well, better say that kind of joke than another kind of more unoriginal joke. Say, wasn't there a mystery base we had to knock out? Oh yeah, we should probably do that. Yeah. I believe I'm just gonna jump cut to each of these mystery base locations at this point. And whoop! Actually, I think that's the last spot, because that's literally the start of the level. Alright. Head back to the start of the level and get those gems, but we need like 48 gems, I think, to remain. Are there seriously 48 gems in this vase? Actually, I'm starting to think there might just be. Wait a minute. No, there's not. There's one more gem laying around here somewhere. Gosh darn it. Don't you just hate it when that happens? I don't know what I would do without that handy-dandy Sparks treasure finder. I tell you, man. And hey, pretty appropriate place to end Zephyr on, right? The top of a mountain. There are no skill points to worry about, thankfully. Alright, so next on the docket should be Breeze Harbor. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's been a while since we've done a speedway, hasn't it? Why don't we go ahead and do Metro Speedway, which has my favorite music track for a speedway in the entire Spyro series, actually. So, I'm gonna pull sort of a Crash Bandicoot, where I'm actually gonna do a section or a level without commentary, because I already commentated on Ocean Speedway, right? But when I come around to the secret mission, I'll do commentary again. I can't believe I made all those mistakes and I still got it under the time limit. So much easier than Ocean Speedway. Seriously. Alright, so for the secret mission, you want to look for a suspicious looking waterfall to the side. Glide through it, and woo! Looky here. I'm assuming this is the mayor of Metro Speedway. Call it a hunch.
We've been having a crime problem here in Metro Speedway, but I think you might be able to help. A band of cat burglars have been raiding my re-election funds by scaling the walls of the buildings. Would you be willing to help get rid of them? Great! Hunter can knock the scoundrels off of the buildings, but we'll need you to catch the loot before it lands in the canal and gets lost. Good luck. Hunter is waiting for you outside.
This is about as difficult as it sounds. Alright, so Hunter shoots the bad guy, the robber, whatever you want to call him, and you gotta collect the loot before it falls into the murky abyss down below. If you're readjusted to the flight physics for Reignited, this could be about the same difficulty as it was in the original game. Whether this is easier or harder than the Ocean Speedway mission, I think it depends on the person. Honestly, it could also depend on the version of the game. Maybe this is easier or harder than Reignited. Maybe the other one's easier or harder, you know? Again, it depends on the person. I don't know if it counts if you touch the parachute. I would risk it though. Go for the money bag whenever possible. I think it counted that time though. Alright, got 3 more. Where'd Hunter go? Oh boy. Don't jump the gun too much, Hunter, my boy. You're really gonna put me in the water with the fishes.
Well done. You really taught those crooks a lesson.
But this time we're not sleeping with the fishes. This time we're leaving with an orb and a bunch of gems. tables have turned. Now, instead of helping the land blubbers against the breeze builders, we're doing it the other way around. And, well, this level is also kind of infamous for a somewhat unrelated reason to the story of Breeze Harbor and Zephyr. Wait, did I just kill this guy? Alright, stay there. Quit trying to put out the flames of my fiery passion of wanting to play Spyro 2. Lord.
Please excuse the mess, Spyro. We are currently suffering from a land blubber infestation. First, they put out the fires in our boilers, and now they've shut down our ship, too. If you could stoke up the fires under the boilers, I'm sure you could make your way to the ship. The steam from the boilers will activate our highly advanced machinery.
So I'm not sure whether Zephyr is meant to come before Breeze Harbor or the other way around, but it seems like no matter which one you do first, if you do the other one after, it's not gonna feel out of place, I think. What the heck is that? Oh, okay, that's definitely unfitting for this location, I would think. Oh, the land blubber playing a firefighter. Suddenly, that's a lot less ridiculous. Oh, but we got the cannons again. Suddenly, I'm not gonna question anything. I'm just gonna destroy all of the weird-looking things, alright? And destroy the metal chest. That's important, too. There's actually a metal thing behind this partition. I think that's what it's called. And there we go. We knocked out 2 of those. Yeah, you might want to keep an eye on that on the side. So, this is actually a smaller level. Zephyr was large. Breeze Harbor is small. Not that small. I would say it's a little smaller than something like Skelos Badlands. But still maybe larger than maybe Sunny Beach or something like that. You know what I mean? Alright, there weren't that many gems down here. Alright, and remember, if you're ever struggling to find a gem, don't forget to use your handy-dandy Spyro's Treasure Finder. Simply click down on the left stick on whatever version you're playing. I guess maybe if you're playing on a mouse and keyboard on the PC version, there might be an alternate button for that. But then again, why would you choose anything else? Ah man, how did I get hit by frickin' water? It's almost like this is Super Mario Sunshine or something, where the water can actually hurt you. Well, to be fair, if water has enough water pressure behind it, yeah, it can do some damage to you. I mean, really damaging. And the fodder being clams. Is anybody else craving some clams? Just me?
Those land blubbers have littered these metal spike mines all over the harbor. If you can clear them out, I'll give you this orb I found in a clam yesterday.
So they're floating landmines with faces on them. Okay, yeah. I can maybe kind of see that, not really. Oh, there was a metal chest right here. Don't think I saw that on the way here, but alrighty. I believe those are the only 2 left. There's like a section later on the level, I think that has the other half. Let's backtrack and see if the gems have spawned back here somewhere, because I think that might have actually been back at the start of the level. It's a little inconvenient. And like I said, you don't even see it at the start of the level. Are there any gems mysteriously showing up around here? Oh, yo, wow. That is a pretty good payout right there, my friends. Alright, so we're going to jump cut back to where I just was. Actually, I'm jump cutting back to this cannon because there are some gems where that metal thing was, so yeah, I might want to knock these out before we head back to where I was. I'm not going to jump cut again because we're literally coming back to it right here. Yeah, I kind of jumped the gun on that jump cut just a little bit, but thankfully I managed to correct my error in the nick of time. So you want to light that boiler and get on this ship, and it will help you sail on your way. That took a little while for it to start. It's polite to do that, but I was starting to get a little concerned that Reignited Trilogy was maybe having one of his freakouts, which we've already seen him twice. Once in Spyro 1 in Dr. Shemp, and then again with the Cowlitz and Zephyr earlier in this episode. Matter of fact, that was one of those was more hilarious than the other, arguably, but still somewhat concerning. I won't deny this. So this area should be where the last of the landmines are. How can you call these landmines if they're in the air, though? That doesn't really make any sense. Why am I having so much trouble hitting this one? Maybe if I try getting from the source? If I aim higher? Yeah. I find that can be actually pretty inconsistent for some reason. You feel like you're shooting in the right direction and the right arc, and yet you're still not hitting the dang things. I finally got him. And the other two should be right here. Aim a little lower. Or as the dragon from Jacques would say, aim high and wide.
Thanks, Spyro. Here's that orb I promised. Sorry if it still has clam juice on it.
Aim high in life and watch out for flying boxes. Or in this case, flying cannonballs. That warped us back a good bit, so we're going to jump cut back to where we just were. And we're back to another cannon. I guess you could call that a cannon warp. Or party horde. Isn't there a speedrun trick called cannon warp somewhere? Or is that just the general term for all those secret exits in the traditional 2D Mario games, particularly New Super Mario Brothers? Yeah, maybe that's just... But yeah, we're coming up to the end of Breeze Harbor for the most part. There is one more challenge that's a side challenge that I know some of you can't wait for me to do with commentary. We'll get to it, don't worry. But that's going to be the last thing I do. We're going to get the tiles and all that first, because it's a little backtracking, and you know how we feel about backtracking here at the Loose Goose Studios, or whatever YouTube channel I'm uploading this to. Stoke the flames once again. Wait a minute. Okay, there are no hidden enemies like earlier. Jump on the catapult and kaboosh! Bam! Ooh, instant glide too, that was much appreciated. So there's gonna be one of those bucket land lovers jumping around here, and you're gonna have to try and catch the sucker. But he's faster than you think. Kinda reminds me of the thief chases a little bit. Alright, once you take care of him, you can hopefully stoke the flames once more with the ship, and we're rising on up in the world. That's an evil looking face there, though. Kind of like an aerial whale sort of design. Is that really fitting for a legion of pelicans? Because the breeze builders here look like pelicans. They're all a race of birds. Landlubbers, I think, are based on caterpillars or worms, or maybe even maggots. I don't know. Hey, it would be fitting for the army because a lot of people will call you a maggot in the army. Yeah, let's go with that.
Thanks for getting our ship fired up, Spyro. Now we can proceed with our counterattack on Zephyr. Please take this talisman as a token of our gratitude.
Gladly. And yes, the talisman is just an anchor. Is it an anchor, or is it your rock? Well, I'll leave that up to your decision, and up to your perusal. Okay, I think we only have 39 gems left, and 1 orb. And thankfully, you can climb on the wing. And I see a metal chest over there. Could we possibly be killing 2 birds with 1 stone? Or would it be kill 2 dragonflies with 1 dragon? No, I don't think a dragon would kill a dragonfly. Not intentionally, anyway. Man, there's a lot of gems here. We still got that metal chest. Now we have one of the more infamous missions in Spyro 2. Although this is one I don't have as much trouble with as some other people have.
How lucky for me that you came along. My machinery is broken, and the gears I need to repair it are scattered all over the tracks. Can you hop on that trolley up there and collect them for me?
Well, I just hope we don't have any trouble with it. That's my main concern. But you need to shoot the cannon and destroy that metal chest. That's the main thing we gotta do. Alright? Oh god, my controller!
Trouble with the trolley, eh? Well, use the left stick to change lanes. Press the jump button to jump, and press the attack button to fire the cannon.
I know all of that. Jeez, I just wanted to destroy the metal chest and get that line of dialogue because I didn't fail this mission when I did the speed play. Now, I should have this dialogue archived. Ha! You see, I play the long game over here.
That was great work, Spyro. Now I can start fixing my machines. Here, I don't have room in my toolbox for this thing anymore.
Alright, that takes care of Breeze Harbor and the trolley. I sure didn't have much trouble with that trolley. I'm getting dangerously close to that 40 orb count. But the 55 count, that's what I'm concerned about. Some advice for the trolley: you want to jump over the small boxes and shoot the TNT barrels. Here in Reignited, there's a very slight delay when you're changing lanes that isn't present in the PS1 version. Keep all of that in mind, and eventually you should clear that out pretty nicely. So.
Well, hello there, Mr. Dragon. You're pretty cute for a quadruped. I wish I could take you on a tour of our temple, but a bunch of lousy earth shapers have encased it in stone.
Anyways, resuming normal operations from here.
Thank you for releasing me. There are still some more satyrs trapped in stone.
But you seriously didn't think I was going to do the Irish accent for the whole video, did you? My bad. Sorry. I guess I was channeling my inner Shrek for a little while there. So welcome to Fracture Hills, another one of those infamous Spyro 2 levels, for multiple reasons. Here in Reignited, though, there is a noticeable difference with the voice direction for the Fawns. Not the Satyrs. The Satyrs have always had the accent. The Fawns, though, sounded like typical Valley girls in the original Spyro 2. They'd be like, "Oh, for sure. Let's go shop in the shopping mall." Like, oh my god. You know, that sort of thing. But now they have a more authentic accent. And I prefer this take rather than the take that was in the original. Yes, the original is nostalgic, and we love it because it brings us back to simpler times. Dang, I really gotta stop doing that. But anyways, yeah, you know, the original take is fine and historic and all that. Also, watch out because some of these enemies might have eyes. Some of these plant life, the bushes, the trees, they have eyes. But thankfully, you can breathe fire. So, you know. I love listening to the sound of the bagpipes. Really brings me back to my Scottish roots. I swear to God, man, I just can't resist now that we're in Fracture Hills. It's just really hard to resist. Thank God this is the only level where we have to worry about that kind of accent, right? Right? Oh no, I got a bad feeling. So anyways, the main objective of Fracture Hills is to rescue the 6 satyrs trapped in stone. Dang, it's starting to come out even when I'm not forcing it. Dang, it really is a thing. Anyway, you gotta rescue the satyrs that are trapped in stone. There are 6 of them. I want to say that when Insomniac did this, they did this as a fun jab at the original Spyro where you had to rescue dragons trapped in crystal. Minus the Scottish or Irish accents, or whatever accents these guys are supposed to have. Yeah, that definitely doesn't get old. And we only have to rescue 2 more of them, though. I find that the trees with the beehives are usually the more problematic of the 2 plant-based enemies that you'll be dealing with in Fracture Hills. But man, the aesthetic of Fracture Hills, the music... By the way, in the original, the music for Fracture Hills and Idle Springs was the same music track. Thankfully, in Reignited, they changed up the music track a little bit. But it still has the Idle Springs origins. Ooh, a pig. I could use some bacon. Oh, and rescuing the satyr was probably a good thing to do as well.
It's great to be free. Now there's only one satyr left to rescue.
And rescue him we shall! Alright, so let's continue on. More plant enemies. I don't remember exactly how many enemies you need to activate the power gate. Well, actually, we're fixing to find out. It's fixing to come up in here in a minute. Keep an eye out. You are unable to kill Earthshapers unless they're near lava. In order to kill an Earthshaper, you need to charge them into the lava beforehand. And be careful because of their pickaxe. That can do some damage. Okay, we need 14 spirit particles. I wonder if we're going to have to actually kill some Earthshapers because I don't see too many enemies. So let's go and deal with some Earthshapers. Oh god. Didn't have enough gliding distance in order to do the hover there. Oh, blessed be the spirit of the Earthshaper as they melt into oblivion in the lava below. Wow, I'm suddenly getting poetic. Man, I think Fracture Hills is one of my favorite levels in Spyro 2, good lord. Have I said that I've had a favorite level in Spyro 2 this far? If I haven't, well, Autumn Plains is some of the best levels in Spyro 2. But actually, my single favorite level in Spyro 2 isn't going to be seen until the final episode, most likely. So yeah, keep that implication in mind, why don't you? Yeah, I guess this little area of Earthshapers is pretty good to rack up the spirit particle count. Why did my jump button not work there? And it actually didn't work that time. Well, good thing we have plenty of bacon to go around, right? Right? I'm telling you, man, that glide is not very well placed. Right, that time it was, though. Those Earthshapers over there, there's no lava nearby, you ain't gonna be able to kill them. At least, not yet. But we maybe, just maybe, have to come back to Fracture Hills after we acquire a new ability from the next homeworld, and I will be showing that off on screen, just like with the turtles not too long ago. The other backtracking you need to do for Autumn Plains, though, I don't think that's anywhere near as interesting. But there's not as much of it. Oh, a metal container, huh? Wonder what we're gonna have to do about that. Well, before we move on, what the hell? I've never seen that happen before. Alright, well, I'm gonna need to find some pigs. Badly. Like, holy cow. I need some pork. Bad, man. I'm not just saying that because of the keto diet. Oh, thank God, man. I got rewarded for promoting the keto diet. Alright. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and, take care of this tree with the bees and rescue the last satyr in stone. Shrek, save me!
Now that you have rescued all the satyrs in Fracture Hills, you ought to explore the temple.
Okay, I think now that we've rescued all the satyrs, I think I got all that accent stuff out of my system. I hope. Alright, now we have enough to activate the supercharge gate. Here's what I have to say about supercharging in Fracture Hills, alright? There's a skill point for doing 3 laps of supercharge. And I think you have to go through the gate 4 times to get the skill point. Once to start the power-up, and then 3 additional times afterwards. But we also have to rescue a trapped fawn. Yes, over here. Thank you for waving. There's a trapped fawn in that building over there, and we have a metal container that contains gems. Well, I'm just gonna have to concentrate, hush my mouth, and considering all the shenanigans I've been up to commentary-wise up until now, maybe that's a blessing for you guys. I will resume my commentary once we've taken care of everything that needs to be taken care of. First of all, 3 laps of supercharge. Thank God, dude. Whew. Man. Okay, so it's actually 1 less than I thought, but still. Jeez. Bam! There we go. Yeah, you have to be very particular for the metal chest of doom. At any rate, last but not least, we gotta rescue that fawn. Hold your horse! Here comes Spyro!
Thank goodness you broke that door down for me. I thought I'd be stuck in here forever. I found this fancy orb in here. Please, take it.
Oh boy. I remember this challenge being spotlighted in one of the PlayStation Underground discs back in the day. Apparently, it can be that challenging. So if you were a fan of the supercharging from Spyro 1, specifically in levels like Treetops, they brought it back hard. Alright, so there are a bunch of gems over here. I think I'm gonna try and knock these out real quick. Ooh, that is a tough glide to do. Thankfully, you don't have to do that. Alright? So this guy over here, he's called the Alchemist. We will be recruiting his help in the backtracking of Autumn Plains. Might be next episode, actually, so look forward to that. But for now, during the first visit to Fractured Hills, you can get all of the gems. Yes, you can. This is what I'm trying to do. You cannot get one of the orbs, though, and it's the second part of a mission where you can get the first orb, and so I'd rather just put off the whole mission until I'm able to get the second orb. That way I'm not having to redo the first mission. Matter of fact, ooh, it's our boy Hunter. Looks like his feet are encased in stone, though. We should at least hear him out.
Just stand still, he says. I'll turn your boots to gold, he says. Oh, hi, Spyro. You're a sight for sore eyes. I'd appreciate it mightily if you could locate that alchemist. He owes me a favor.
Yeah, I'd say he does. But we're mostly just coming over here to get the gems. We will come back for Hunter during the backtracking, and don't worry. Because the Alchemist is another one of those missions like the Breeze Harbor Trolley that are considered infamous, I will be showing it on screen with commentary. Don't stress, everyone. It will be given its dues. We're going to backtrack to the start of Fractured Hills, which isn't too hard to do because of the circular layout of this place. And I think we're going to knock out the talisman while we're here.
Oh, hi, Dragon Boy. You're probably expecting me to say, "You're my hero. Thanks for saving poor, helpless little me." Sorry, short stuff. I was only in here because I like the peace and quiet. Anyway, the other fawns wanted me to give you this talisman.
Well, it's only fair. We had to listen to the bagpipes 6 times. 3 laps of supercharge. No, I'm sorry, technically 5 laps of supercharge. Yeah. So while Fracture Hills is kind of a small level, you're doing a lot. So man, the level more than earns its dues. Let's be fair. Alright, Sparks, you're really gonna come in clutch here. Let's try to avoid the Earth Shapers though. After this, I really hope I don't have to see another Earth Shaper. I don't have to worry about random Irish or Scottish accents or whatever.